when I first started playing, I would of course tape my stick, as I saw all the older players doing this. But one of the problems that I always had was your tape becoming unraveled, and just by the motion of when you're playing, you're cradling, you're moving your hand up and down, but mostly when you're cradling, right, and your hand's rotating, your bottom hand's rotating on this tape, and just starts to unravel it. So here's a way that I do it, and of course there's lots of ways to do this, but this is my preferred way, and I'll go over a couple other ways to do it in a follow-up video. But for me, I like to start from the top and move down. So here, let's go over how to tape your shaft and not have it come unraveled. One thing I like to always do is I just like to have this butt end covered. So you have your tape, right? Just normal athletic tape. This isn't anything special. But I usually take a strip or two, right? And I just cover the end. I don't know, just personal preference. I just like to have it covered, right, nice and flat there, and I just fold the edges over. Right, so now, basically what we're gonna do is, instead of starting from the bottom and taping up, which leaves, if you're wrapping this way, then the end of your tape is open, or is at the top where you finish your tape job. That flap of tape, right, is not covered. You can pick it off and peel it this way, and that's what leads to it unraveling. So instead, we will start from the middle of the shaft and move down towards the end. You can start your tape off. I like to go pretty much straight around for the first time, so you can see I've just covered the end of that tape. Now as I go, I can start to angle it, try to keep it taut, and try not to let any folds, not to let the tape fold over, because that will make it less clean. Here, right, you can do it a couple different ways. You can just spin your shaft on the ground like this, or you can rotate your tape around either way. Here, when I get to the bottom, I usually go around once just to make sure it's all nice and clean. Tear your tape. Now you've got your tape job, and the top of your stick where the tape begins is all covered, right? And now you have a covered butt end, right? It's not an open hole at the bottom, right? So you're ready to do whatever you want to do with the bottom end. Anyway, I'm just going to use a bottle cap, right? These are pretty good. You can bend, if you've got the sort of typical lacrosse shaft shape, and this is perfectly round, you can bend it a little, right? That usually helps you. But anyway, you get the point. Get it right on there. Now for me, I like to have a taped, pretty thin tape butt end right around the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my tape. So I've got my tape here, right? I don't want my butt end to be this thick, so I'm going to start a skinnier spot here, right? Just by ripping the tape. And there's usually when you split it like this, there's a sort of ragged end where you just ripped it, and the cleaner edge that's on the edge. I usually like to have the cleaner edge where I'm actually putting that end at the bottom, just because I think it looks a little nicer. And now you're simply wrap around. You can see I'm covering the end of the bottle cap, and that should be good enough, right? Awesome. Right, and now I've got my new taped butt end with the cap, and now as I cradle or anything, it's all covered, the tape's all covered, and you won't have to worry about it coming unraveled.